Let's go to Lenasia in the south of Johannesburg, where Jama-ah leader Ganief Hendricks has delivered the party's election manifesto. Newzroom Afrika's Katleho Sekhotho is there and joins us live. Kat, good afternoon to you. Anything key that came out of that election manifesto launch? One of the things that we did pick up on was the leader of Jama-ah saying that his party is different from the other political parties.
Certainly, a very good afternoon, Hugo. Jama-ah has officially launched its manifesto and highlighted key priority areas, some of them including the creation of jobs, decent jobs for all, making sure that all citizens have access to clean drinking water, addressing the issue of crime as it relates to making sure people have personal safety. And, the president, the party leader, just highlighting also some of the extended issues that they're closely monitoring, such as the war in Gaza, and quite outwardly outlining their stance as it relates to their support for the people of Palestine, and really dismissing as well the actions of America as it stands with Israel, as it says, the genocide continuing in Gaza. But these are just some of the issues which the party leader dealt with. And I do have with me now the Secretary General of Jama-ah, but also the Joburg Mayor, Kabelo, Gwamanda, to speak to us, just to reflect on the manifesto itself. I mean, Mr. Gwamanda, can you tell us, with the kind of manifesto that was presented here today, do you think you'll attract new voters?
Thank you very much. I think it's important for us to note that many political parties use a manifesto for publicity purposes. They are not in tune with the realities on the ground. So our manifesto launch is a different approach, because we want to deal directly with the daily lived experience of our communities across the board, not just in the metropolis, but also in the disadvantaged communities that in KZN, in Eastern Cape, and other parts of the world that have been neglected for the longest of time. We believe in interactions, we believe in getting our mandate directly from the voter themselves, and we believe in registering and representing issues that are a true reflection on the ground.
Now, Mr. Gwamanda, we heard some of the comments from Mr. Hendricks as it relates to, for example, the issues around gender equality. He said women mustn't work, and also referring to the LGBTQI community. Controversial statements there. Your sentiments around that?
I think our president holds women at high regard. It feels like men should do their best to ensure that our women are taken care of. And his primary concern is that men are losing their role in society. Men need to protect communities, and they start with doing that by prioritizing women and making sure that women do not go without anything. In fact, he did say in one of his representations that he does believe in women empowerment, but he believes more that men should work hard to ensure that women don't have to, not that they do not have a place in society. And as it relates to the, I don't know how to pronounce it fully, but the LGBTQ, I can't comment much on it, because as you would know, our slogan says Jama-ah is a political platform for all communities. And by that, we adhere to the constitutional obligation of a political party as it stands. So we are an inclusive party. We just have fundamental principles on religion as well. And where there are contradictions, we obviously find platforms where we can engage and manage those contradictions, so that anyone that wants to be part of the political party can be equally accommodated in that fashion.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to saying on the back of what you're saying, some of those contradictions that might exist between yourselves and those who might not feel like they belong in the party. Your message to those particular people, how do they feel like they are included?
So I think I stand out as a typical example, because generally the notion is that Jama-ah is a Muslim party. But I am an African Zulu man who is leading a political party that is said to be a Muslim party. So anyone else that has possible contradictions with the political party, I stand there to hold their hands and demonstrate what the party believes in, the principles in which the political party is managed, and the inclusive nature of these political parties. There's no positions that are reserved for a particular group, no. As long as you understand that your service to the community translates to your leadership role in the political party. That's our outward view on people that want to participate and join the struggle of Al Jama.
Now, Mr. Gwamanda, we heard from the President as well, highlighting Al Jama's openness to working with other political parties. He even said, even the MK we will work with and the EFF, but noting some parties like the IFP, not so much. In terms of coalitions and working with other parties, your sentiments around this?
I think it's inevitable that coalition is the order of the day, and that we will have a coalition government. Coalition, in the main, ensures that there's proportional representation of all communities, of all racial background, of all creed. And it's a platform where we gather. It's a melting pot for different ideas. It's a constructive engagement that we have with the delegated votes, that the delegated powers we get as a result of the votes, to use them to the benefit of the electorate. Now, a coalition government is an inclusive government, which means that, let's say, black people, colored people, LGBTQ, women, and other spheres of life are represented, and they are represented in a meaningful way through a political party that they would perceive as a party that would represent them ultimately. So I believe strongly that coalition government is inevitable, and we are open to negotiations and discussions with other political parties, but our principle does not allow for us to engage with any retrospective apartheid regime that has not yet reformed to date. So those in which we will engage with are those that are like-minded for the liberation of the country, and not just liberation as a rhetoric, but to ensure that we filter down the economy of the country from where it currently is. And those are the political parties that we were open to engaging with. And I say this without fear of contradiction.
Thank you so much for that. We'll leave it right there, Mr. Gwamanda. Thank you, Hugo. You heard it there from the Gauteng Secretary General of Al Jama, Mr. Kabelo Gwamanda, just outlining there that Al Jama, stands to align itself with political parties that are like-minded with itself, and will continue to campaign to make sure that people understand that Al Jama is open to everyone.